When they are evolving and trying to become higher elevation, always will be the time that they see as everything around them is crumbling. It's not. Your environment will shift very quickly. In the quantum touch, always focus on the outcome. You don't have to plan how to get there.
So welcome, Mayumi, to Quantum Conversations, where we talk all things quantum touch and how we are using it in our practice, in our daily life, and in our business. And I'm really excited to talk to you because you use it a lot in your business. You talk about your successful skincare business, Beauty Within. You then became a Quantum Touch Practitioner, instructor of level 1 and level 4. And now you use what you have learned in business coaching, helping other health professionals and energy healers create successful businesses. So there's so many good things I want to talk to you about because you have such great experience in this field. So perhaps just give us a little bit of a background about your skincare business, how you gained success through that, and how you then kind of took off with Quantum Touch.
Yes. So first of all, thank you for inviting me, and I'm really glad to be here and talk about my experience. And this can be happen to just anybody else. I'm not special. I want to address that. But firstly, how I started my business. I'm a holistic esthetician. I used to be a flight attendant, so my husband and I both worked for the airline industry and then decided to change the career and move to Maryland in 1999. And my husband rebuilt his career, and in the meantime, I decided to go to the beauty industry and then did the hairdress a little bit, then stumbled upon to just focus on the skincare. And I was guided to the great mentor. Her name is Carol Walderman. She is the one of the called, she used to be called legend in this aesthetic industry. She's retired now, but she really created all the foundation of the aesthetic skincare in United States. So I was really lucky that to be mentored by her. And then she was already incorporating with polarity therapy that Richard Gordon spoke. Your Healing Hands became bestseller in the 90s, 70s. And Mrs. Waldermans also learned the polarity therapy. And then also she learned the Reiki. So in our facial massage, already all the energy healing component kind of movement and different things was incorporated. But at that time, I am an immigrant from Japan. I'm originally from Japan, born, raised, graduate from college there, started working overseas. So I didn't pay attention those energy healing because just going through the textbooks. Because of that, when I start doing the skincare, people start to saying, Mayumi, you are not doing facial, you're healing people. And then, what do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. But everybody says, no, this is beyond facial. So you need to name something else. You name it, create a menu like a Reiki facial. What is Reiki? At that time, I'm Japanese, born, raised in Japan. I never even heard of, this is true, even one time, the word of Reiki while I was growing up. So I thought, this is fake. I'm sorry. But the Westerner came up with this idea and they created this modality and then this ancient method of Japanese energy healing. And it's like, I'm native. I grew up there. So, make a long story short, that became the door to entering the energy healing. At the end, I started attending a workshop of the Reiki and I did the research and then I concluded, yeah, that's true. All the things adds up and then this is not the fake. So I start to accept. And then I start to focus on my skincare and my skincare salon is just a different type of esthetician and I wanted to be known that if you are expecting to just beautify the surface, I'm not the place to come because I do more than that, trying to differentiate my clients. So my real clients I'm looking for, I'm trying to balance the body, mind, spirit on top of the skincare. And those people start to find me, kind of became success. And then base of the success in the beginning, went to the six-figure level. In the meantime, I start to write the Japanese blog in 2015, how I built my business in United States. And that blog became a little bit popular among the body workers and wellness practitioners, estheticians especially in Japan. And I thought that I was just writing a blog towards the Japanese people in Japan, but actually I started having the people sign up for Australia, England, and so forth. And then one of the body worker also talked about Richard Gordon's book again. Mayumi, have you ever read this book before? Your Healing Hands again. I never read this book. What is it? In Japan, if you're a body worker and do the hands-on work, everybody reads this book like a textbook. Oh, okay, what is it? I'm gonna research and I'm gonna read it. And that was the Richard Gordon's Your Healing Hands. And I did a little research and oh, Richard Gordon, he's American, so I don't have to buy the Japanese book and shipped from Japan. I can order from Amazon in US and then read it. And then Mrs. Walderman's all the piece came together and then was like, oh, okay, this is the person who talked about the polarity therapy and then became the, well known. Oh, so what he's doing now? And then that led to the quantum touch.
Yeah.
And then at that time, I became practitioner, instructor. Throughout my career, people are watching me. My colleague around that neighborhood, this area of the Maryland, start asking me, Mayumi, how did you do that? You didn't have anyone. Yes, I'm an immigrant, so I didn't have any friends. I didn't graduate any school here. I didn't have any, immediate family, but I made business success. So many colleagues start asking me a question. At the same time, blog post people start asking me lots of questions. So I was coaching. So body worker who introduced me that book, that, oh, Mayumi, you want to read this book? Actually, I was coaching, consulting his business in Japan. So forwarding, I was doing Japanese coaching for a while. On the side, I'm still operating a salon. And then past few years, I really start to feel that same problem that Japanese people have. English speaker also have the problem. And I was like, why? I built it and why they cannot? So I can help them. And especially I have many practical experiences that I tried everything, really embarrassing thing, you name it, I did it. Probably failed so many times. But in Japanese, we say you fail 7 times, just wake up 8 times. That's it. Pick up yourself and go, keep on going. So that is my spirit. I never give up. And then now I am focusing on business coaching, especially for the energy healers in wellness industry because I know the psyche and I know the modality, and then I can really set it up the path to the practitioner because there are only two types of business coaching existing right now in the field. One is heavily focused on the numbers, business, more corporate type of thing that you learn a little bit, but you will start to getting drained by it because just the numbers, cut it this, do more, ask more sessions, will let them come more frequently. That may not gonna be suitable for your real guidance as a energy healer. And then other type is just mental coaching. I'm gonna give you, oh, that's your mindset. I'm gonna change your mindset into the successful, and then those are totally different thing. But this person mindset coaching that never almost never teaches the business side, and this business side people never teaches how you're gonna really operate your business from your heart.
Right.
So my philosophy is I created the Mayumi method. So I will teach the practical way, and also I will also do the energy healing when they are evolving, my coaching student evolving and trying to become higher elevation, the
Mm-hmm.
way that they are aiming towards, always fluctuation. There will be the time that they see as everything around them is crumbling. It's not, because frequency is trying to live and matching into the new state.
I think
So
that's
yeah,
a very important thing to talk about
yeah.
because oftentimes it can feel really unsettling
Hmm.
when your vibration shifts, you're coming into a new reality, if you will, but the things that were around you start to crumble and fall. And
Yes.
a lot of times, then that comes with that feeling of perhaps anxiety or
Mhm.
fear or panic.
Yes.
So, what would you say to a client then when they're experiencing that?
Yes. For instance, their current job is crumbling down, draining out, and then they have no way out but focusing on the energy healing. Or you didn't want to be seen, want to be discovered that your coworker or surrounding the environment people that you are trying to build a career as an energy healer. Now everybody knows, and oh my gosh, what should I do? I wanted to hide it. But well, you have to be known somewhere, so you cannot keep on hiding. So you have better face it. So that moment of truth will come in, and then quantum touch is very quickly comes out when we do the manifestation session. One of my strengths is manifestation, not only manifesting, myself, but I'm very good at, I think, resonation. So my clients, coaching clients, could be my facial clients, they create the great outcome by themselves that without like we couldn't even imagine before. So when that happens, I already know that, oh, it's happening. So I always say, no, 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 this is not crumbling. You just need to stay the course. Do you remember we did this session? So it's happening. Your environment will shift very quickly, the unexpected ways, and people trying to hit the brakes. You are actually hindering trying to make the manifestation you wanted to do. So just believe, trust yourself, put the focus on your outcome, always outcome. It's
Right.
not what's happening, it's outcome. And then just trust it and go through. And then, voila, it happens. Then now they understood, okay, Mayumi, now I understood. I was really hindering. I just had to trust this course and then put everything and then keep on moving forward.
So, when
Everything
you
is
talk
good.
about manifestation, you have shared that there are three hidden blocks that
Yes.
most people never see. Can
Uh-huh.
you talk about that? Because we seem to talk about how to manifest, but then what are these blocks that you see?
Yes. So, in the quantum touch, if you take a level 4, especially, you will learn this. Always focus on outcome. In quantum touch, you don't have to plan how to get there. But still, we are so used to in a linear way. So even though we are doing the quantum touch, we set the outcome. I have noticed that people are already prepared the certain way needs to be happen, and just like a breadcrumbs, and then when that happens, oh, it's happening, they want to have assurance. But a quantum touch is a much higher elevation, and many things can happen very quickly. So just I always teach this way. When we think about the outcome in our head, that this is how I want to manifest, most of the time people want to, we people are talking, it's not their outcome, how to get there, how to, that's as I want to accomplish this now to get there, it's not the real outcome. So you have to listen very carefully what they are talking. That's not the real manifestation that they want to do. So you need a very good counseling. First hidden block is they already created this narrative. So when things shows up as a different way, people think that, oh, it's not happening. It's not the way I expected. So needs to stop. This is not the way that it's happening. But those people are already hitting the brakes. And then, no, 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 this is not how I want to be. So they are actually hitting the brakes. But people don't know that. That's why they say it didn't manifest. Because somewhere on the line, they think, oh, something, it's not the way it's supposed to be. It's scary. This is not how I supposed to feel. This is probably something wrong happening. And then they will stop. That's why they are actually putting lid on the manifestation try to happen. And second thing is always you need to heal the past. Something holding you back. You state that you want to have this outcome, but in your deeper mind, little voice, even you are not hearing it. You had this experience before. You are not succeeded. How do you think you can be successful this time? This type of energy could be surrounding. Even you think that you may not thinking about it when you state the outcome. That could be the another hidden block. So always I do the manifestation session. Before I do the manifestation sessions in a class, I do the past healing first as much as possible. So it's gonna be a clean slate, nothing holding them back. So it can go to the creation very quickly. And then third one is recently I found out what was it that I'm not gonna go into the details, but this person really wanted to something to come up, and I could see that it's almost happening, but it's not the ideal time for this person. Meaning is that this person is under very stressful pressure in environment right now. Even if that happens, probably she's not gonna be able to enjoy it. It's gonna be added as a stress. So I had to let this person know it can happen, but you cannot fixate it. Just think about your circumstances right now. It's not the ideal time to be happening. Even that happens, I know that you're not gonna be fully happy, not gonna be fully happy, but it's gonna add to just the stress. It's not the right time for you, but it will happen soon, eventually. So just let go of the attachment for that fixation needs to happen now, now, now. That not right now. Just let that go. It will happen for sure, but just not right now. So this person just needs to be patient. That's the three hidden blocks that I have noticed by doing it and then seeing so many people going through the process with
So
me.
when one of those blocks come up,
Mhm.
how do you use quantum touch to help shift that energy? So if a block from the past, you kind of talked about this, how teach it in the workshops that you'll heal the past first.
In a class that we will do the manifestation session, but we don't know at that moment if it's going to manifest or not, right? Because they are putting a brand new manifesting ideas. But in the past, if you go into the level 4 workshop, there will be the past healing. And then there are lots of techniques that you can do. So I will go over and then I will add a little bit more from the book. May not be in a textbook, but might be in the New
The new,
Human or the
right.
other book, and then incorporate with that. You read this area, just to write down, take a note, and then I will just give you this technique. It's on the book. It may not be in the textbook, but it's in the book, so I'm teaching you, and then go over. So majority of the people who can be clear. And if there is something significant, then I need to do the different session for that person.
So we have commonly a lot of practitioners who come through and take quantum touch workshop and
Mhm.
then are wanting a successful business.
Yes.
And we see that sometimes people will thrive and sometimes people will stay stuck. What is it that you notice in these practitioners who stay stuck that prevents them from experiencing that successful business?
At the end, it's not the talent. Yes, talent goes somewhat, but your perseverance, your grit. People want to expect very easy way. They don't stay in a course. They give up very easily. And especially right now is the AI time. Everything is click on the bottom. You can do many things like a professional people do. So many hours put in a place, maybe month to work on. Just now, one of the click can be done. So many people think that we don't have to work that hard. But in the reality, you fell down 7 times, just pick up eight.
So, as you were saying that, a thought came to mind. Would you say that perseverance is the time it takes to embody that new identity of being a successful business owner?
Yes, but there is the thing. See, firstly, if you are even the perseverance, you don't know what you're doing. Your way of doing effective or not, you don't have a data. You don't have any mentor that can guide you. You are just following up along, checking a social network, and this person seems to be popular, so I'm gonna just mimic and doing the same kind of post, and then that may be getting attention. Then if you are doing that way, then even you have a perseverance, you're gonna take much longer time, and then never be many things could be a fruition. So another thing, yeah, the perseverance is very important to me. There are times that I had to sleep in my studio in the snowy days because I didn't want to cancel. I needed that next day's money because I live in much further down from my office. I live in the more countryside. So if I went home, then from the snow, I knew that I couldn't come to my studio. Here, get clear the snow plowed very easily, and everybody will be, city might be running. My area is a second or more later road that it's not gonna get cleared. So I slept in my studio. It's not the ones, one day I had a few times I had to call sometime with a client that, I may not be even, I don't know how I can, survive this month. I may be able to pay a rent, but other than that, oh, what should I do? I had to call my dear clients that would you come for the facial earlier, and then those people showed up. I love American people. I'm really really happy that I'm here. People they see that people doing trying to their best at that moment, they will show up and they're gonna be a greatest cheerleader. So grit meaning is that you want to be the best action taker on your behalf. Otherwise, other people cannot do it for you. If you are reluctant fence sitting, oh, can you do that for me? Can you do that? But you are not really working towards it. People not gonna be able to support all the time. Why do I have to do that? It's your business. You do it, and you don't have that drive and then let others like, wow, I want to really cheer this person up, then probably you are not doing enough for yourself.
Right.
So at the end, how bad you want and how bad you can, get, commit to do for yourself's future. That's it.
So,
Nobody
so
else
this
can
kind
take
of
you.
comes
Only
back to
you can do that.
right, holding that outcome, holding that belief that
Mhm.
you can have a successful business and then following through on the action of it.
The practical
Yes.
path that somebody can guide you. It may not be the template because I don't teach the template kind because it's not gonna fit for everyone. Some of the people learns different ways. Some of the people has a different strength. Maybe easier to post on the social network. Some of the people don't want to do them at all. I have to see and adapt, and then what's the best way for this person to grow, the amount of time we can work together. What's the fastest way? I calculate and I will make it and it start happening. So the Mayumi method is not template coaching. It's fluid. So it's kind of difficult to explain, but this is the way that I come up because nobody else is doing it.
Well, I think that's important because we all have our own gifts and our own
Yeah.
strengths that we
Mhm,
bring. And
mhm.
how do you help practitioners hold an authentic voice so that they can be seen?
I cannot get into too much because that's gonna become my coaching secret segment. I have a very good lesson that I will do with my clients to let them find out what they do, what they are good at, maybe their background story. Even they don't have the clients yet, that's fine. Why did you become energy healer? What was your story? That is truth. And you gotten better from some illness, or you gotten better from this depression, then you conquer that and you already done it yourself. Now you can empower somebody like struggling, like you in the past. That could be your potential client. So there are many ways to get there, but it's not gonna be the template type. Everybody's different, and I can guide them. And if they are really, really don't know and too vague, then sometimes I really, really narrow down to limit. And then they're like, "Oh, but I'm not like that. I'm not like that." Then they will start to finding themselves. So it's like a Google map. You have to start to stepping out. Otherwise, you don't know where you are going. Oh, I went to the different this is going to the wrong direction, then I have to turn up. So sometimes I do, this person is too vague. They don't know what they're, who they are. Then I'm going to narrate down this one. How is that? Sometimes a little too extreme. Then they're going to, no, 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 that's not me. That's not me. Okay, those, so who are you? How you do it? Then that's, I'm this, I'm this. I don't like that. I don't like this. Okay, that's good. So what you like and what you're gonna be like, and then it's gonna go into the center eventually. So I have lots of different things
Beautiful. So it's
techniques
kind
that
of
I
like
do.
creating,
Yeah.
yeah, tailored to the person. And I mean,
Yes.
that makes a lot of sense too. You talk a lot about entrainment.
Mhm.
And in Quantum Touch, we send the energy through resonance and entrainment. And
Mhm.
a really cool thing that happens is when we start to raise our vibration, then
Mhm.
it's not just to our client, that energy is expanding out. So, can you share a bit about entrainment?
Yes, the entrainment mine is a little bit different. Okay. This is an example. Sorry, this base is a little dirty, but I have to keep this way. This base is more than 3 years old. I never changed water. I have to add the water because vaporizes and then this plant will drink the water. But see, so that's why it is dirty. I'm sorry. But I haven't cleaned the inside. I'm just adding a little water. So why this keep in clear water and then it's thriving more than 3 years. When we did the Canadian
The
retreat,
retreat,
that
that was
was
3 summers ago.
3 years ago,
Yeah.
right? So it's four. Then 4 years. Then I know that from that year, a year before at least. I know that it's longer than that, but I can recall that was the year that yeah, it's already intermittent more than a year. I thought about it. So 4 years. So haven't changed the border, and I don't specifically send the energy to the plant, but it survives. This is the entrainment. Why is that? Because this is my salon, and then right now I am speaking inside of the waiting room, can become my teaching workshop room. When students come, uh, always doing the quantum touch practice, sessions or workshop, or even I'm doing the facial in the next room, I'm always incorporating the quantum touch. So this room entire salon itself is always resonant with that frequency. So this is the entrainment. Even you are not trying to send the energy to it, you are immersed that in that environment, you're gonna be start to raising up the frequency of the more higher vibration. So meaning is that this is not the good the way of saying, but in Japanese we call that you catch stupid. Okay, rotten. If you so in English people talk about if you are next to the rotten apple, you're gonna start to be rotten, right? That's entrainment.
Right.
So in Japanese say you catch stupid. So don't be close to the stupid people. You're gonna catch stupid. Like contagious thing. So
Yeah.
we have to really choose our environment who we're gonna associate with. It's not the discriminatory, but I would say that what's gonna elevate you, what's gonna feel you better, or feel like you can become a better person, or better feeling when you're surrounding to the certain type of people, certain type of location, and then you just have to choose wisely.
I find entrainment is fascinating. And one way I've been kind of playing with it, and I'm interested to know if you've done this too, is entraining to people who have the knowledge or gifts that I want.
Hmm.
So I kind of bring it in Quantum Touch Level 1. We talk about asking for help and how we can
Hmm.
bring in the energy of others to help with the session. And I bring
Hmm.
that in with entrainment so that I can entrain to their gifts and their abilities and experience that within myself. And it was
Hmm.
interesting. I was reading a book on Napoleon Hill, and he actually did this back in the 30s. They were talking about this. He called it his night council, and he would famous leaders and entrain to them. So I thought that was really interesting, and I've started
Hmm.
using that in training to and bringing myself into the energy of people who have successful businesses. And last night I had a dream where me and Taylor Swift went to the library. So I guess I'm going to start in training to the energy of billionaires.
Hmm. Okay.
You use that? It's kind of fun to play with.
Probably I have done in the past. And I think that it's great in the thing is that you want to define what you really
Well,
want in life, right?
and I
And
think
then
that's
that's
important,
important.
but it's simply becoming aware of what you are wanting and
Yeah.
then in training to people who have it.
Yeah,
I had an
sure.
interesting
Yeah.
experience where we wanted to go skiing as a family.
Hmm.
And I had never skied. I've skied a couple times, but not enough
Hmm.
to call myself a skier, and definitely
Hmm.
not skiing as a family. And when I talked about wanting to ski as a family with
Hmm.
friends who have never skied, they
Hmm.
told me, "Oh, that's a lot. You got to think about all this stuff. You got to get all the equipment," and it sounded really exhausting.
Hmm.
But then I met a family and I was talking with the mom and she's like, "Yeah, we go every year. It's so much fun." And she was kind of guiding me through. And she made the
Hmm.
process so easy. And
Yeah,
within weeks, we had all the equipment we needed. We were
sure.
set up with weekly skiing. We were having
Yeah,
a
sure.
blast. And by the end of the season, we were spending 10 hours on the slopes, bringing meals and spending time with these families. And now it's just become a part of life that we
Yeah.
enjoy. And that
Yeah. That's good.
experience really showed me how simply being around the people who have what
Hmm.
you want is going to
Hmm.
make it so much easier. But then
Hmm.
when we bring that back to quantum energy and like what we talk about in quantum touch with resonance and entrainment is essentially what I started to do then is entrain to the energy of these skiing
Hmm.
families and it
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
made it
Yeah.
so easy.
Yes, yes. In the level four, we call it the sharing the gift. We will do that too. So yes, you know the outcome, and then you find the person who did it, and then and train. That's a great way to do it. Yes, but I just wanted to make sure that sometimes people get it into this hamster wheel. So if you are caught up to that, if you're watching this video, just to keep yourself that what you really want. Sometimes society tells you that's the happiness you can get, but it may not be bringing a real happiness. So Thea, you may already know what you want and then clear about it, but some of the people may not. They are just chasing it. society or parents or their friends, environment telling them, and then they don't even know that they are chasing something they are not really want.
Would
They are
you
not from that hub. Yeah.
would you say, or I'm just once again a thought came into my mind. Do
Hmm.
you think we get sick to give us that moment to stop and tune into our body and kind of recalibrate our intentions? Because sometimes we can just go along with the flow and do what everyone wants or expects us to want, and we can get stuck in that hamster wheel. But I think that's the moment we get sick or an illness will show up as a way of slowing us down, tuning us back into that truth inside and connecting with the true intention.
Could be. Yes, one of them. But there are different components, so I will not gonna generalize that. But definitely one of the traits people may have that. Yes, as a result of the symptom. Yeah.
I mean, I think back to my own experience and when I was struggling to get pregnant. But when I was struggling to get pregnant, I didn't have any dreams or desires of my own. I was just trying to become a successful ultrasound tech and get the praise of my supervisors and do all the continuing education and then, be happy about my 2 weeks vacation, which I would
Mm.
spend doing what everyone else does on vacation, either going to a cottage or just being home with family and like
Mm.
it felt very routine and very
Mm-hmm.
like just trying to do what everybody else was doing.
Mm.
But that was when I struggled the most. And the moment I kind of just took a step back from
Mm.
all of that and asked myself, well, what do I actually want?
Mm-hmm.
Then everything kind of started shifting for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I believe that what we talk about in quantum touch, that the pain or the symptom or whatever is our body communicating with us. But I think it's there to remind us that maybe the direction we're going is not the best direction for us and kind of gives us that time to come back into ourselves and our own energy and really tune in with, well, what is our true desire or what is it that we're really wanting?
Yeah. One of the things could be that way if you are living that way. But sometimes when people trying to manifest the outcome, those type of they may be feeling sick or something. It's not the way that slowing them down or a message of quitting. It's not something they can dig deeper and walk through it. So that could be. It depends. Really, I have seen them all.
Right.
So yes, it depends. But in many cases, like your experience is, yes, I think one of the great example.
Yeah. And I mean, now we're just on a completely different life path, which is very interesting to look back because I
Mm-hmm.
never could have imagined that our life took the path that it did, which I find is really fascinating because when you talk about kind of making something happen, because
Mm-hmm.
back then we wanted a country property and stay home with the kids and it wouldn't have been able to work. So it really did shift in a way I couldn't have expected or I couldn't have imagined.
Especially by knowing the quantum touch, it gets much easier. I used to really trying to manufacture the outcome, but I don't have to work that hard like I used to.
What would be an actionable step that someone can take? So they learned quantum touch, they went through the workshop, they became certified as a practitioner. What would be your advice to help them get started in their business?
Start with your friends, your family or your coworker or your friends might be not interested. Don't worry about it. Start going to the healing circle practitioner, the instructor yourself will do the practice, sessions, right? I'm teaching at my studio once every 2 months in person, and I will guide them through. I call the Mayumi's Healing Dojo. Yeah, dojo. So dojo means the practice of the way. Many places, as a martial art, it's a sacred place that we really refine ourselves, not only the skill, but spirit itself. So I am doing that. So you want to immerse again entrainment. You want to immerse yourself in the environment of who those people attend to, go. received the session. When I was building my business, I committed every month I will create the three networks in nearby. I contacted email, phone. Can I experience your treatment? Can I visit your office? I would like to hear about your practice more, and then we catch up, and then we get along. Then can we maybe exchange the services so we can understand our services better? And then some of the people are busy, then I will just pay and then become a client. And I created so many colleagues that became friends.
I
And
love that idea.
yeah, I made it
Yeah,
myself. It's a minimum three. That was myself. So
three a
I'm
month.
committing my time. I'm committing my investment. I did experienced so many different modality of wellness tools to understand, but I think that contributed on my healing as well along the way. Sometimes I experienced a few sessions in a week. If I'm not booked, I wasn't booked like this now. So I had to, okay, open space of no booking of the schedule. What you gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna contact somebody. I'm gonna know someone. I
It's a
will
very
make something
proactive way to
happen.
build community, and that's so important.
Yes. So just do it, and then just becomes like a racehorse. You are not paying attention. Something else. They're gonna put the eye guard when they are racing. So peripheral vision not gonna get interacted. So you're gonna become like a racehorse. You just focus on your outcome. You don't hear other people's opinion because they don't know. They might be really thoughtful and they are believing that they are thinking of you, but they're not. They don't know what they're talking about. You know what you want in your mind, so you just have to focus on and then find the people like-minded and then elevate yourself and then ask people who has done it, that things that you want to accomplish. If you ask the people who hasn't done it or failed, those people that that you want, that they can only teach you how they failed, and they can say about the opinion, okay? And then you believe that. So always be careful who you gonna seek advice for.
When I'm going to work with someone or
Mm-hmm.
in train to someone, I want to make sure that they have a couple things in common with what I want. And also the quality of relationships that other people have. That's one thing that I found was really interesting, that I want to entrain to other people who have the quality of relationships that I would be wanting.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Beautiful. Do you have any other tips for people getting started with their business or maybe just reviving their business?
Yeah. The truth of the matter is, mindset not gonna take you to become a business owner. You studied and then dedicated your craft, meaning is the energy healing. The amount of dedication you did, you need to start studying about the business. You cannot avoid it. I never met the, even one single person who is doing well in this industry, um, hasn't learned the business side of it. I can tell. Even I can just see through their website and I can tell what kind of level of business they are doing. I can read through. So don't avoid, because that's the area you don't want to get into, but you need to know. You cannot be in a, la, 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 just I'm gonna wish and then put the mind of my business gonna become flourish. That's not gonna happen. You need to take a real practical, grounded action every single day, especially when you are building. And when it's built and then it can be sustained, you can take a break a little bit, or you can do different things and then enjoy your life. Just focus on commit. I'm gonna make this happen in 5 years or 3 years and nothing else, and do it. Dedicate. That's much faster. People reluctant. I'm gonna do here, and I took a break of a year. I'm gonna start all over again. Yeah, you have to start from the beginning of when you forgot everything. So you have to do. So most of the people that like almost to be given up. But that's in any business. It's not only the energy healing business. I have seen in aesthetics, Many people say, Mayumi, you do the facial. That's why you are successful because lots more people wants to do the facial. Or do you think so? How many do you know that in a class, how many esthetician can be actually successfully operating a salon even as a solo? It's a very, very small margin in any industry. I talked about this, then I had a client who is very successful real estate agent. She said, oh, Mayumi, exactly people say that to me. You are in the real estate, you are in the big money, that's why you can make da 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 da. It's very difficult. You're not gonna make deals here and there happens right away. You have to have a strategy. So every single industry is the same. So you cannot avoid it. So stop puzzling around the social network. Get ready to start learning about business. That's my advice.
Beautiful. Yes, combining the two. Absolutely. Business skills, learning them, and holding that clear intention, right? Focusing all of our energy on that outcome, which we want.
Yes.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Mayumi. This was so wonderful, and thank you for all of your beautiful business advice.